Patriot Front marched through the city of
200
Philadelphia
men affiliated with the
because
group
this
Patriot Front
marched through the heart of
Patriot Front.
In this episode, Media to Rise has been granted exclusive access to go behind the scenes with the new style nationalist organization, Patriot Front. Although they have been around a little less than 4 years, the organization has grown rapidly, helping to redefine what it means to be a nationalist in modern America.
So we're out here in Pennsylvania. We've been invited out to a private event put on by Patriot Front. We just got through the first security checkpoint. We're now waiting in line to get into the campsite. We've been told that there's going to be a whole lot going on this weekend. Things like training, drilling, speeches, seminars, and they've given Media to Rise the all-exclusive to come and document what really goes on at nationalist events in America. We're going to be talking to some of the members and also the leader of Patriot Front. So let's check it out. Let's see what these guys are really up to.
As we went around the camp, we heard talk of some common themes: brotherhood, activism, and why they joined. So we wanted to let the members explain these topics in their own words.
You won't find it anywhere else in life. The connection I have with my brothers here, and I've never found that anywhere before. I meet guys all the time who I've never met before, who are from across the country, and I talk to them for 5 minutes, and it's like you're talking to someone you've known your whole life, like a long-lost brother. And activism is what creates that environment. It creates an environment of discipline, and it creates an environment that allows the ideals, for us to live those ideals, and not just say them. It allows us, if we call ourselves nationalists, we need to put our ideals forward into action. Nationalism is an action-based ideology.
And how long have you been involved with Patriot?
Almost 2 years now. And, I became a nationalist way back in 2016, and I did nothing for years, and I was totally isolated. And after a while, I didn't know about Patriot Front, and then I discovered it, and 2 weeks later, I'm walking around the city, and I see his stickers, and I'm like, man, I'm not alone. Like, there's other guys out here. Like, I have to do something. I got to go meet these guys. Like, I got to make some friends.
So stickering works, activism works.
Yeah.
That's why you're here. How long have you been a member of Patriot Front?
I've been a member of Patriot Front for going on almost 3 years.
So action kind of being the main thing of, really making it appealing to joining. Why do you think activism is so important? Why activism?
Well, activism is something that I think it takes people some time to appreciate the value of. It's something that I've met a lot of people throughout the movement that don't necessarily, they've been in for a long time, they don't necessarily understand what activism really is. It's more than just putting up a sticker. It's more than just some paint or like a poster with glue. The act of going out and doing it requires courage. You can sit home and read Spengler for the 8th time. That's easy. But if you do that long term, you're going to pay a price. Your people are going to pay a price because you weren't there to push back on the people that were pushing them down. So that one day when you have a son, you can show him how to be courageous. You don't have to look him in the eye and say, I was too afraid to put a sticker up for you, buddy. Sorry, you have to live in this world now.
You see, in this world, there's two kinds of people, my friend. Those with loaded guns and those who dig.
And we have some of your Utah members here. Just going left to right, how long have you guys been involved with Patriot Front?
Probably about 8-9 months. It's barely over a year.
Less than a year.
2 years. 3 months.
And I was a little skeptical at first, just kind of, I was really the only guy in my network. and I didn't know exactly who I could trust, who I didn't. I was new to this whole movement. You know, PF is the only experience I've ever had. So we're a part of something greater. We want to be active. We want to be proactive in our approach. We want to make the nation, right? We're trying to change the way people think, and that is by, you know, putting out, you know, what we believe. So that's how we've gotten to know each other, and now we're best friends, every single one of us here. If your nation is in turmoil, why aren't you standing?
After a while of talking to PF members, one young man spoke about his personal life before joining the group. He brought up the common topics of aimlessness and addiction that have been plaguing the white youth for years, resulting in thousands of deaths.
I was sort of a runaway in Salt Lake City for a bit, and I was for about a year stuck in the whole turmoil of drug addicts and trying to make my way in the world. And the person who recruited me into Patriot Front saved me from living in an apartment with a crack cocaine addict.
Being with these boys brings hope, for sure. Coming out from being raised with a bunch of degenerates, being a degenerate myself, you know, you didn't really have anything higher to reach for, and then you meet some like-minded fellows that see the same things you do.
Earlier today, I was asking for, specific members that we could ask some questions with, and you were constantly suggested to me. I heard you have a really interesting story of how you got involved with Patriot Front.
I've been an active member of Patriot Front for about 3.5 years. Okay. But it goes a little further back than that. My father was one of the founding members of Patriot Front. Patriot Front has always kind of been, since its inception, like an active force in my life even before I joined.
What kind of made you realize that you wanted to, carry the torch and follow in his footsteps?
It was always, I've always been very close to my father, so me joining outright was kind of an inevitability. I have a close relationship with him, so I want to be like him. I want to do the things he did. As he got older and he incurred a pretty serious injury, and things happened that led to him leaving the organization. So after he left, that's when I felt I should really follow in my father's footsteps and take this seriously. And two of my brothers have become members of Patriot Front as well. And you'll hear a lot of guys like they joined to serve a greater purpose and kind of get away from like maybe broken families or families who didn't take the world seriously. But for me, it's like Patriot Front has always kind of been ingrained in my personal family, right? This isn't me leaving my personal life to do something greater. This is like part of my personal life, is this greater thing I'm trying to follow.
The founder of Patriot Front, Thomas Russo, then held an awards ceremony, handing out honors to members that earned it. We were told this provided brotherly competition and a morale boost amongst the guys. This is something we found unique within Patriot Front that we didn't see in other organizations.
It is this spirit of positivity, honesty, and exemplary integrity that causes some of us to truly stand out among our peers. This man has met me in the drilling grounds of remote foothills in the Rockies, to the ice-packed shores of the Great Lakes, beneath the trees of the Appalachians and bridges over the Potomac, and now to our greatest extent yet, the coast of the Atlantic, or about as close as I've ever been. He is among the few of our organization who have given so much and asked so little. Let his example encourage us all to hold untarnished our commitment to our ideals wherever it takes us and whatever we are to endure as it does. The white arrow for integrity and vigilance. We are grateful for the work of all of our activists, but substantial sacrifice is rare. Thankfully so, we do not all of us face such hardships as he has. This activist has the unfortunate yet distinguished quality of being the only man, besides myself I believe, to see the inside of a jail cell and an intensive care unit while bearing the nation's cause. Such trials are not something I would ask of anyone here. How could I? Lying dormant in our blood is the power to overcome. This man has touched upon that with the strength to overcome these matters arrayed against him, to fulfill his duty to his brothers, his nation, his ideal. Thank you.
The revolutionary cannot sit still. The revolutionary needs to do something. We want the guys who are going to be active. We don't want guys who feel like activism is something beneath them or that it's a losing battle, because that's the sort of demoralization that spreads like a disease.
What is kind of like the goal and the purpose of us gathering here today?
This is a demonstration of everything that we've created here. We are, first and foremost, a collective of brotherhood. And this is a demonstration of how far our brotherhood has come, how disciplined every single activist is, how fit every single activist is, spiritually, mentally, and physically. And us coming out here in the streets is showing to the like-minded that we are here, that there is a brotherhood. And it shows to our opposition. We're not going anywhere. No matter what they try to do, we're going to do our demonstrations, we're going to be here, and we're not going anywhere. And all these other non-activist groups who just talk and talk and talk about nothing, really, and think they're getting somewhere, but really, they're taking the easy way out because it's easy. We should be looking for struggle and embrace that. If we are calling ourselves nationalists, we are looking for struggle for our national cause. And if you don't embrace it, you're not a nationalist, you're not of the nation's cause.
We're all in this together.
Would you say to someone who is watching this that's scared?
Yes. I would say you have to overcome those fears. Don't be afraid. Get involved, because it is your duty, if you believe your people and your country are under threat, to do something about it.